This is a list of Alabama Civil War Confederate units. Infantry units: 1st Regiment Alabama Infantry Parade Guards, 2nd Regiment Alabama Infantry, 3rd Regiment Alabama Infantry, 4th Regiment Alabama Infantry, 5th Regiment Alabama Infantry, 6th Regiment Alabama Infantry, 7th Regiment Alabama Infantry, 8th Regiment Alabama Infantry, 9th Regiment Alabama Infantry, 10th Regiment Alabama Infantry, 11th Regiment Alabama Infantry, 12th Regiment Alabama Infantry, 13th Regiment Alabama Infantry, 14th Regiment Alabama Infantry, 15th Regiment Alabama Infantry, 16th Regiment Alabama Infantry, 17th Regiment Alabama Infantry, 18th Regiment Alabama Infantry, 19th Regiment Alabama Infantry, 20th Regiment Alabama Infantry, 21st Regiment Alabama Infantry, 22nd Regiment Alabama Infantry, 23rd Regiment Alabama Infantry, 24th Regiment Alabama Infantry, 25th Regiment Alabama Infantry, 26th Regiment Alabama Infantry, 27th Regiment Alabama Infantry, 28th Regiment Alabama Infantry, 29th Regiment Alabama Infantry, 30th Regiment Alabama Infantry, 31st Regiment Alabama Infantry, 32nd Regiment Alabama Infantry, 33rd Regiment Alabama Infantry, 34th Regiment Alabama Infantry, 35th Regiment Alabama Infantry, 36th Regiment Alabama Infantry, 37th Regiment Alabama Infantry, 38th Regiment Alabama Infantry, 39th Regiment Alabama Infantry, 40th Regiment Alabama Infantry, 41st Regiment Alabama Infantry, 42nd Regiment Alabama Infantry, 43rd Regiment Alabama Infantry, 44th Regiment Alabama Infantry, 45th Regiment Alabama Infantry, 46th Regiment Alabama Infantry, 47th Regiment Alabama Infantry, 49th Regiment Alabama Infantry, 50th Regiment Alabama Infantry, 51st Regiment Alabama Infantry, 52nd Regiment Alabama Infantry, 53rd Regiment Alabama Infantry, 54th Regiment Alabama Infantry, 55th Regiment Alabama Infantry, 56th Regiment Alabama Infantry, 57th Regiment Alabama Infantry, 58th Regiment Alabama Infantry, 59th Regiment Alabama Infantry, 60th Regiment Alabama Infantry, 61st Regiment Alabama Infantry, 62nd Regiment Alabama Infantry, 63rd Regiment Alabama Infantry, 65th Regiment Alabama Infantry, 1st Battalion Alabama Infantry, 4th Battalion Alabama Infantry, 5th Battalion Alabama Infantry, 6th Battalion Alabama Infantry, 9th Battalion Alabama Infantry, 16th Battalion Alabama Infantry, 17th Battalion Alabama Infantry, 18th Battalion Alabama Infantry, 23rd Battalion Alabama Infantry, Cavalry, 1st Regiment Alabama Cavalry, 2nd Regiment Alabama Cavalry, 3rd Regiment Alabama Cavalry Prattville Dragoons, 4th Regiment Alabama Cavalry, 5th Regiment Alabama Cavalry, 6th Regiment Alabama Cavalry, 7th Regiment Alabama Cavalry, 8th Regiment Alabama Cavalry, 8th Regiment Alabama Cavalry, 9th Regiment Alabama Cavalry, 10th Regiment Alabama Cavalry, 11th Regiment Alabama Cavalry, 51st Regiment Alabama Cavalry, 53rd Regiment Alabama Cavalry, 54th Regiment Alabama Cavalry, 56th Regiment Alabama Cavalry, Forrest's Alabama Cavalry, Lewis's Battalion Alabama Cavalry, Meade's Battalion, Alabama Cavalry. Moreland's Alabama Cavalry. 4th Battalion, Alabama Cavalry. 5th Battalion, Alabama Cavalry. 12th Battalion, Alabama Cavalry. 13th Battalion, Alabama Cavalry. 12th Regiment, Alabama Cavalry. 15th Battalion, Alabama Cavalry. 18th Battalion, Alabama Cavalry. 22nd Battalion, Alabama Cavalry. 23rd Battalion, Alabama Cavalry. 24th Battalion, Alabama Cavalry. 25th Battalion, Alabama Cavalry. Artillery units. 1st Battalion, Alabama Artillery. 2nd Battalion, Alabama Light Artillery. 2nd Battalion, Alabama Light Artillery, Company A. 2nd Battalion, Alabama Light Artillery, Company B. 2nd Battalion, Alabama Light Artillery, Company C. 2nd Battalion, Alabama Light Artillery, Company D. 2nd Battalion, Alabama Light Artillery, Company E. 2nd Battalion, Alabama Light Artillery, Company F. 20th Battalion, Alabama Artillery, Alabama State Artillery Battery, Barber, Alabama Light Artillery Company, Eufaula, Alabama Artillery Battery, Fowler's, Alabama Artillery Battery, Gid Nelson, Alabama Artillery Battery, Hardway's, Alabama Artillery Battery, Jeff Davis, Alabama Artillery Battery, Lee's Battery, Light Artillery, McWhorter's, Alabama Artillery Battery, Mark's, Alabama Artillery Battery, Montgomery, Alabama True Blues Artillery Battery, Robertson's, Alabama Artillery Battery, Sewell's Battery, Tarrant's, Alabama Artillery Battery, Waddell's, Alabama Artillery Battery, Ward's, Alabama Artillery Battery. Miscellaneous. 1st Mobile Infantry, 1st Alabama Conscripts, 1st Battalion, Cadets, 1st Conscripts, 1st Mobile Volunteers, 5th Battalion, Volunteers, 5th Battalion, Volunteers, 18th Battalion, Volunteers, 55th Volunteers, Alabama Conscripts, Alabama Rebels, Alabama Recruits, Allen's Company, Arlington's Company A, City Troop, Barbier's Battalion, Cavalry, Barlow's Company, Cavalry, Battalion of Conscripts and Reserves, Bay Batteries, Bowie's Company, Cavalry, Calhoun County Reserves, Callaway's Company, Cavalry, Camp of Instruction, Talladega, Alabama, Chisholm's Company, Coosa County Reserves, Crawford's Company, Darby's Company, Auburn Home Guards, Volunteers, Eckerhol's Company of Conscripts, Fagg's Company, Lowndes Rangers, Volunteers, Faulkner's Company, Cavalry, Fayette County Reserves, Fire Battalion of Mobile, Forest Cavalry, Freeman's Company, Prison Guard, Gash's Company, Cavalry, Goldsmith's Independent Company, Volunteers, Goff's Company, Graves Company, Cavalry, Hardy's Company, Hurt's Company, Hilliard's Legion, Holloway's Company, Cavalry, Lee J.R.'s Company, Volunteers, Leighton Rangers, Lenoir's Independent Company, Cavalry, Lewis's Battalion, Cavalry, Lockett's Company, City Guards, Meade's Company, Volunteers, Miscellaneous, Alabama, Mobile City Troop, Montgomery Guards, Moreland's Regiment, Cavalry, Morris's Company, Moss's Squadron, Cavalry, Murphy's Battalion, Cavalry, Oden's John Company, Mounted Infantry, Orr's Company, Morgan Defenders, Raby's Coast Guard Company No. 1 Volunteers, Randolph County Reserves, Reed's Supporting Force, 2D Congressional District, Rivers Supporting Force, 9th Congressional District, Roddy's Escort Cavalry, Shelby County Reserves, Stewart's Detachment Local Defense, Stewart's Battalion, Cavalry, Talladega County Reserves, Toomer's Company, Local Defense and Special Service, Young's Company, Nitrogen Mining Corps, Partisan Rangers 1st Battalion, Partisan Rangers, 13th Battalion, Partisan Rangers, 14th Alabama Cavalry Battalion, Partisan Rangers, Malone's Brigade. 15th Battalion, Partisan Rangers. 51st Partisan Rangers. 53rd Partisan Rangers. 56th Partisan Rangers. Militia, 2nd Volunteer Militia, 3rd Volunteer Militia, 4th Volunteer Militia, 48th Militia, 89th Militia, 94th Militia, 95th Militia, Blythe's Company Militia, Campbell's Company Militia, Geringer's Company Militia, Henry County 1st Class Militia, Hunt's Company Militia, West's Company Militia, Reserves 1st Regiment Alabama Infantry Reserves, 3rd Alabama Reserves, 4th Alabama Reserves, 3rd Alabama Battalion Reserves, Barbier's Battalion Alabama Cavalry, Hardee's Battalion Cavalry Reserves, Reedy's Battalion Reserves, Belsey's Company Reserves, Brooks' Company, Cavalry Reserves, Logan's Company, Mounted Reserves, Palmer's Company, State Reserves, Rankin's Company, Reserves, Young's Company, Cavalry.